Hey guys, it's Corey from Hungry Prospectors, and I found the time to go out to Gold Biscuit for a one-night solo camp out. And I'm going to be about the gold this time, and hopefully I will get to a stretch of the river where I can find a little bit more gold. So I'll take you along with me on my camp trip. Let's get out there. Let's go. It's so dry out here. All these dry leaves have it pretty much like dry skiing down this thing. Slipping and sliding, but trying to save my legs on the descent down there. It's gonna be a bear coming back up though. Well, I set the tent and got everything all situated for after gold mining. I cleaned up a bunch of bear messes getting into our stuff, but spent a little bit more time than I wanted to. I want to go get on that gold now.
Having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting sheep, but
Good news, the water's a lot lower than a month ago when I was out here. So hopefully I can get in some better spots and find some chunkier gold. This was all underwater last time. Water is significantly lower than last time. Crazy. Crazy how different the water can be in the spring and summer. Well, check this out. This is where I was last time, and the water was all the way up there. Shows you how much lower it is, so you will see. I'm probably going to go up a little bit further to the left, check out some areas over there. But there was a little bit of gold in here. Well, a few years back, my brother and I worked really hard in here, and we found some nice chunky gold all along this bedrock where my backpack is. I probably could still clean out some by those roots. There might be a little bit left here. Even digging into there might not be that bad. I was considering going further down there as well, but I might just poke around a little bit and test a bit. I kind of like this spot over here by this tree. The water probably gets up here and flows on this inside bend over here. But I might poke around in here and take some test pans and rock bar it up. There might be a lot of overburden, but if the pay streak is along here, then one would think that there could still be some gold over in this area along here. But the only way you'll figure it out is if you start digging around and find out. Move some dirt. Well, I think before I take a test pan from over there, I've just got to clean up this and just see if there's anything right here where we found some chunky nuggets. Well, only like 2 or 3 specks in that, so I'm gonna dig around in some other spots. Well, after finding a couple specks, I was looking over here and I don't know if you can see, look at this rusty red material. How can I not take a test pan out of that? It's just incredibly red. My worry is that it's clay, and it's just really dry clay right now, because there was a clay layer and some of that stuff that was over there, and the gold was on top of the clay layer. But that would be my hope, that maybe the yellower stuff is clay and this red stuff is just really trapping all the gold right on top of the clay. Well, not even a speck, I don't know. Maybe just a red rock broke down. The reddest stuff though. I'm gonna keep poking around. There's a couple spots that I'm looking at. Well, there were quite a few flakes in my test pan from there, which would be nice if I could sluice, but you can see that the water is super still. There's no sluicing nearby, so I would be carrying buckets pretty far. So this may be a high banking spot. I'm gonna try to be smart about testing around and working in some of the cracks and be a little bit more efficient with the material that I'm panning. But looks like I'm gonna poke around in this little spot a little bit more. Just kind of get little clues, and if you start finding it, you start narrowing in and spending more time and effort into a certain spot. So we'll see. Motherfucker. Ow, damn. Okay, well, I'm relocating because it is a free country and I'm in control of my life, and I don't want to be panning in the hot sun. So I'm moving all the gear a little bit upriver, a little bit farther away from camp, but it's in the shade and I want to sluice. No more bending over and panning, and my back is sore enough already. I'm too old for this. So it may haunt me. I may pay for it tomorrow, but I'm gonna go up here and do some sluicing for a bit. Okay, so I've pulled myself away from that spot where I was only able to pan, but I was finding flakes, to over here in the shade where at least I can move some material. It's on the beginning of an inside bend, and I just want to be sluicing. It's a nice little spot in the shade. So we will see what we can do over here. Well, I only found a couple specks. Probably 5 or 6 buckets of dirt out of this hole right here. So not really worth it that I was sluicing. I'm gonna go around the corner. There's quite an elevation change right here and some bedrock, so I'm gonna look around at any rocks that I can move. Well, after bouncing around and moving gear back and forth, I found a little bit up there, small little flakes, but the best I've been doing is behind that boulder right there. So I'm kind of staged for tomorrow. I might work over there as long as I have some energy. In all this, I think I can sluice in there and try to move some of the rocks out of that and see if that gold just keeps getting bigger. The top layer seems to have a lot of black sand and good flakes on the top. So we'll see. I'm gonna head back to camp and get dinner ready and kind of start cleaning up the camp area a bit.
I'm having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting sheep but running out. As time ticks by, still I try.
I'm gonna go with the chicken and dumplings here. Get some calories, rehydrate and relax for a little bit. I wish I could be doing a steak, but I'm not gonna do a fire. It's too dry, and I knew that camp was a little overgrown. I haven't been down here in quite a while, so camp needs a little bit of time and effort. But it's nice to be down here. It's nice and quiet. I walked all the way back in Trevor's flip-flops to get my pants when I crossed. I was gonna go lay down in the tent and I realized the pants were over here, so there they are. I forgot about this. This is my freeze-dried ice cream sandwich that my wife got me. I'll have to see if it's any good. It's wrapped up kind of like the regular ice cream one. Probably gonna be just like a big cookie. It's pretty good. It's dry, but it tastes like ice cream. That's the craziest thing. Yeah, I like it. That's good. Well, I have to recommend these. These are really good. They're super lightweight, so you can pack them in and everything, but they taste good. Bring something to drink with it. They're super dry, but the taste is kind of crazy. Ice cream. I slept really good last night. Actually slept in too much. Slept in more than I wanted to anyways. But it was a nice night. It got cool enough, and Trevor's mattress was really nice. I slept good on that thing. Temperature was just right. Okay, well, I cleaned up camp and got everything set up so that after I'm done gold mining and exhausted, I can just pack up what I need to hike on out of here. So let's get out there. Hopefully we can get that sluice going, and be careful not overloading the buckets too much and kill my back today. But hopefully we'll get some more gold out of there where I was panning and finding a little bit more than the other places that I was trying out. Two things are for certain. I'm not as young as I used to be, and it's really hard to gold mine on day 2 of a camping trip when you slept in a tent. Your body's aching and you're tired, and you got to muster up the energy to get the gold. So I'm trying to motivate myself to get going, get moving, and then get some gold before hiking out, because that's the daunting part, is knowing you know, after camping and digging 2 days in a row, that you still have to hike out of this canyon. So let's get after it. Let's get some gold, make this all worth it. But this is the area to bucket over to the sluice and see if there's bigger gold over here. The indications were a lot better here with my test pans yesterday. But I gotta blaze a trail to where the sluice is gonna be and then not overload the buckets. Sluice is gonna be over there in the grass. So I got work to do. Well, this will be my 8th bucket from out of here. And then I'll clean out the drain mat and see what it's looking like. But it's a nice day though. Well, it's not huge, but after 8 buckets, at least I'm seeing gold in there. But I'll pan it out to see. It's probably looking like it's more than I think it is. But at least there's some gold. From all the way over there by that tree. So I got it in the bucket, I'll pan it out, but I'm going to make sure that I don't pull the rookie mistake that I did before. Yesterday I didn't tighten these and my dream mat washed down the river. I had to go swimming after it down there just to start out my day. So let that be a lesson to all you guys. Learn from my dumb mistakes. Tighten your mat in there. Is that bad? Well, that was not bad gold over there. 8 buckets is quite a bit though, and it wasn't as chunky. I'm walking right over this spot, and I might want to do some test pans out of here because it's flowing from there on this bedrock. Maybe I can find a pocket down there and bigger gold, but we'll see. Take a couple pans and then I'll decide if I want to be sluicing from the original spot and keep digging under that boulder, or if I want to poke around a little bit further over here with bedrock. Well, this will be the 4th bucket from this spot right in here. Half the buckets of over there. We'll see if the gold gets any better over here. I'll run that bucket through the sluice and then I'll do a clean out. Well, there was little gold there, but not much. Not much at all. So if it was half the buckets, it was not half the gold. Guess I will focus on digging more in here. I've done 5 more buckets from under the big boulder and in the front there, but I'm starting to feel it, so I want to do a clean out and see if the gold is still here and figure out how long I want to be down here before making the hike out of here. Well, the gold is getting a bit bigger and I am gonna have to dig a little bit more. Well, I took 5 more buckets from right around in there, and I found some flaky gold. It wasn't as big as last time, so trying to figure out if it came from the chunkier stuff, came from over there or in here. So I'm gonna do maybe a 2 bucket test, clean out the sluice and see if it was down there instead of over here. But at least I'm still finding gold. Well, I did 5 more buckets out of here, and I found a little bit of more gold. Nothing chunky like that one clean out, but I know where I'm gonna dig next time. I cleared out a lot of the rocks to make it a little bit easier going, and then I can on my return visit I hit the ground running. But it's got gold in it. As I get older, I know the gold's not going anywhere. Well, here's the brutal reality of gold mining and hard to get to places is hiking out. Hottest part of the day. I'm gonna take it slow. I'll get home and I'll tally up all the gold. Thanks for coming out here with me and enjoying the video. It was a good camp out. We'll talk to you later. Until the next one.
As time ticks by, still I try.